Good morning. All right, going to start this from the front of the house with the bird bath bed and planter. Okay, so I have not been successful in keeping the grass from wanting to come out. We put a really thick layer of mulch here, but that's okay. I just came in and picked most of it out, not all of it. Our daughter that's still at home with us said she liked it when the grass started peeking through because it does fill in the gaps where there's no flowers or intentional greenery. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not so bad, and it does look good from the lane. It's just when I'm up close, I know that that's grass trying to come through, but that's all right. So this is the bird bath bed, and I want to show you guys because the daisies are really shining through in the white wave petunias. So this is Proven Winners Marshmallow Amazing Daisies, and they are just beautiful. And up front, these are just now starting to come out. These are the Banana Cream 2, and I'll show you on the back side what these do. They come out yellow and then they turn white. So we see on this one, I'm gonna try to block the sun here. So we've got some coming up that are yellow, and then these are older ones that are turning white. So isn't that lovely? So this is Banana Cream 2, Amazing Daisy Proven Winners, and then this is the Marshmallow over here too. So, oh, they're just so pretty, and daisies are my favorite flower. They just look happy. So I just love these guys. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Okay, so in the bird bath, I did a container video, so I'm gonna link that below. So I'm gonna try to move as fast as I can because we have a heat warning starting at 11 a.m. So I'm gonna try to get this done all in one fell swoop. So we have annual salvia under here that I picked up on clearance. And it's starting to fill out and fill in. Got 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have white wave petunias in the bird bath up here and down here, and they're doing really well. Oh, for you guys that have been following along, you know I seeded all of this around with those carpet zinnias, and the birds ate all the seeds. One survived. Look, right here by this white wave petunia. One white carpet zinnia, and it's about to branch out here. But yeah, imagine if they wouldn't have eaten all the seeds. So it had purple and white all in here and all around the ring. Those birds were eating well. So here I pulled out that bee balm monarda that it looked pitiful. I wasn't giving it any more chances to come back, and I put the Picasso and purple Proven Winners Super Bells in place of them on each side. So I just picked up 2 of those. This one's trying to wake up. It got some water, so it's a little down right here. There we go. I pulled all the vinca that was struggling, so I just have not very many left that they're still on the struggle bus, but they're not completely wilted up. And so there is the bird bath and bird bath bed. That's going to be super pretty especially when that annual salvia fills in. Oh, I think that's really going to be gorgeous. And with those happy daisies. Okay, now we're going to go over here. Good morning, Miss Ellie. To baseball diamond. The other one across the way will mirror this one. But I also pulled out the phlox, the romance phlox that I had in here, because it looked scraggly and horrible. Maybe it would have bounced back. Maybe it wouldn't have. I don't care. It looked awful. I wasn't waiting on it. So I popped in this Proven Winners Sage Advice. It's called Sage Advice. And so I'm going to hope that does well. So far it is. It's been in for over a week. Doing pretty good. And then I also picked up some Carly Rose fountain grass. And everything in the triangle bed is perennial. Hardy for my zone. So this is Carly Rose grass, feather grass. So I'm just trying to get something to just kind of fill in and add some movement up here. So I have the soft serve false cypress and then the 2 Japanese hollies, and these are the shrubs that anchor this little baseball diamond. And try not to move too fast, you guys. It mirrors that one over there. So same thing going on that one. White Christmas caladiums are starting to come up. You guys, cheaper option definitely to go with the corms and put them in yourself. But boy, I've been waiting a while to see these guys come up. But boy, they are beautiful now that they are. I've got one little gap going on here. I say gap, but I've got a few poking up in there. So yeah, hopefully that'll fill in. But I'll show you from the other side. So like when you pull in, you can't really tell. There's a gap here, but they love it. They are performing well in this, in this heat. So this is so pretty right here. And then here's the front porch. I've got my Boston fern, my faux spiral boxwoods up there, and that has ivy in it, real ivy that was growing on the house when we purchased it. I rooted it indoors in water and plopped it in these pots, which these pots have always had the ivy in it, but when we sold our other house and moved to the rental house, it died. It didn't like the move. So anyway, starting over with a find I found here. Yeah, it was growing all up the house, all up these shutters. Yeah, so we cleared all that out and I rooted some of it, so some got to stay. So white Christmas caladiums, and I don't know if I've said yet, these caladiums, look, a piece from the cornfields. I need to show you this. Such a shame. The white Christmas caladiums were ordered from Florida Boys Caladiums, and they're doing so well, the corms. So I ordered like 3/4 bushel and then some extra Florida Elise that I'll show you, and some Cranberry Star ones. So these are 3/4 bushel of white Christmas caladiums, and shoot, probably 300 bulbs in these beds just up here alone. So they're starting to pop up here. And I will tell you, I did this in sections. So this section was done first, obviously. I had a hurt back, so I was kind of moving slow for a couple of weeks getting these in the ground. So they're progressing as they go, and you can see a few are popping up here and here. But, you know, we're already at the beginning of July, and it would be great to already have all of these up and out. But they look really pretty when they're up. But I don't know if y'all have seen the prices of these guys in store, but one caladium plant was like $15. So the corms, they are definitely corms / bulbs, whatever you call them, are definitely more economical. You just have to wait on these guys. So they're filled in these beds. So I have one one here all by itself. All right, so there's the other baseball triangle that mirrors that one I just told you about. So also pulled that phlox out of here. It just looked terrible. So I couldn't take it anymore. So I had these sage advices, and that's where I decided to stick them. So I think it kind of worked out. So hopefully these guys will survive. You can see they've gotten a shot of water. One, because they're new and their roots are really close to the top, and we're still having this record-breaking heat. So I'm sorry if I'm moving a little fast, but I've got about 45 minutes before the heat advisory kicks in. So up here I have Proven Winner's Incredible Hydrangea. It's an improved version of Annabelle. This is Annabelle. She's on each side here. I got her as two starts last year, and I moved them up here. Well, my husband, before we had the mulch, he thought it was a weed and ran over it. But so I thought it was a goner. So I ended up buying her because it's an improved version. So it gave me a reason to buy another hydrangea. And then this one came back. So I'm just letting them both go. But of course they're babies. So we'll keep up with their progress. This here are endless summer hydrangeas, and I have popped the spent blooms off of the top. Just the blooms. I didn't cut any of the stalks, so hopefully it'll rebloom. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I did put a few of the white Christmas caladiums up here, and you can see they're starting to come up. I got more ready to come up. But I just wanted to kind of tie in the caladiums here. They're also going on the front of the house. But hopefully there'll be a different view here next time, and there'll be caladiums all in that bed too. So I was hoping for more of a wild punch show with these caladiums, and I'm not getting it yet. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, and then, you guys, I was watching the hydrangea queens, what I call her, Kelly Lehman. She was saying how to do your hydrangeas to, make more, like a hedge with them. This piece was already laying down, so I've buried some of it. it's still connected to this, but we'll just see how that works out. But you see, super healthy, and it's liking that. Pull this piece of grass while I'm over here. But we'll see. But yeah, oh, look, got some new growth. So maybe we'll get some more blooms. I'll grab this one real quick. See, I just been pulling them right off the top. So maybe it'll rebloom. But these love it up here, so I'm glad. And then this is the other Annabelle hydrangea. So that is the front, and now we're going to go to the secret garden. Oh, wait, no, I always say I'm headed to the secret garden. I do that on every tour, but I need to stop here. In this section, I have calla lily bulbs I put in here last year, and some of them came back up, but I'm getting no blooms here. No blooms here, you can see, but they started coming up. I got a few blooms here, white and purple, but they kind of since have closed up. But yeah, they're getting water. See a little white one down there, and it's kind of seized up. But all right, so we're just letting those go. This was full of pretty green jasmine, and after my husband got his mower fixed and we weren't having lawn care anymore, I asked him to come out here and give it a haircut. And plus, I have 3 old Crape Myrtles that they put in here, and they were doing badly that he had to cut out of here. But anyway, I asked him to come out here and give them a haircut. This was a pretty lush green with that green jasmine growing in it. It was all in here too, but we pulled out of here. It was not good for this area, but it was staying contained right here. He chopped it all. He weed whacked all of it, and it's gone. And once he did that, we have not had rain since. So the jasmine's just not coming back. Weeds are. So anyway, gardening, you win some and you lose some. And sometimes by your own doing. Okay, moving on. We're coming to the secret garden. You guys, I've got a few blooms on this. I think in one garden tour, I said this blooms pink or purple. I can't remember what I said. It's a rose of Sharon, obviously. And it actually blooms white. I don't know why I thought it was pink. I guess because it's been a year, and anyway, I'm just getting familiar with my own garden. But I think it was because I made a vase, an arrangement out of these when they were in full bloom last year, and some pink Crape Myrtles. So I was just thinking in my head they were pink, but actually white, and this will all fill up with white blooms. So yeah, and in here, in this bunny bed is what I call it, because my figurines are in here. I don't know what these bushes are. I was thinking they were some kind of dwarf Nandina, but I'm still not sure. But as you can see, everything is on the struggle. This is currently being hand watered. Here, I filled this bed with white and coral impatiens. I was so tickled over them, so excited for them to fill all this in. And look, they're doing nothing. And you guys, the only thing I can think of is all the trees, even though I'm coming around and giving them a deep soak, and all the trees surrounding, maybe, not sure. I'm no expert, but I think they are pulling from any kind of moisture that's going into the ground. A lot of these plants aren't getting it because, I don't know. I do not know. I have been diligent, even with the irrigation system being out. Me and my husband have been, and just don't know. We've got nothing. Very disappointed. So while I'm over here, same thing on this side. I have the proven winners. Can't remember the name of them. They were purple. I think wisteria. They get plenty of morning sun, as you can see. Oops, sun just started them out, and then they get shade. So they should be thriving. No, they are not. Even my hostas in here are struggling, even though they're getting water. See, even this one's starting to brown up on me. So it's just rough. It is just rough. That's why this tour is more about what's surviving than what's blooming. So in here, keeping on with the secret garden to see what's going on. I put some of my own impatiens in here that I sowed indoors, and that one's super leggy, and I think the only one left. So I don't know, just I will never ever try impatiens in the secret garden again. I think but I never say never, but I don't think I will. And I don't think I'll try any annuals in here in the secret garden moving forward. So you garden and you learn. So it's a lot of work to put things in like all of these and then to not get any return. Just no, never again. So here I have some allium, and what I was saying in the last garden tour, I don't think it's getting enough sun to really bloom out to its full potential. So I don't want to move it yet. It's pretty established. I'm either going to move it in the fall or the spring, but it's going to find a new home. And here are my Atlas roses. They are not blooming right now, but this one's surely growing. She loves her spot. This one's a little behind. So I'm still debating whether I'm going to move her in the fall or spring. We'll figure that out when we get there. All right. So we'll just go right here to the bed with my harlequin sheep. In here, you'll find weeds that we're working on. My husband's helping me too, but we have to work in a very specific times and take plenty of breaks. So nothing's fast because we both work full time, and he's here less than I am actually. So, you know, we go at it as we can. And here I have a lamium, and eventually wanting this to fill in. I have some hostas on order that are coming, some big hostas that I'm going to pop in here, and I thought that would be really pretty contrast with the lamium and then my garden whimsy. So I have a lamium here, and I want to show you how happy these guys are. So that one doesn't quite have any blooms on it yet, but this one's starting to bloom out with this little purple. See? Yeah, so I stuck one here too. So my hope is it will eventually fill this in, and then I'll have my big hostas over there under the magnolia tree. Let me go up. But there we go. And speaking of the irrigation, I just want to circle back to that. The only irrigation that's working right now that they were able to fix starts here at this bed. This irrigation's not working here. It starts here and goes over. For the secret garden, it's working in the pool area, but unfortunately in the pool area, everything's in pots. I don't need it to work there because I have to hand water that anyway. But that's it. And that bed's not getting irrigation. So I've got this one getting irrigation every morning, this one, that one, the back one, if I didn't already say, and that one with the big tree in it. That's it. That's it, you guys. Everything else is having to be hand watered. And the irrigation system is extensive. It goes all the way back behind the gazebo, you guys, and we do not know what's going on. And they cannot come back until July 11th. So they were here 2 weeks ago, and they can't come back until the 11th. So with these we've only had a few days that weren't over 100 degrees with 30 to 50% humidity. Only a few days, you guys. All right. Okay. So we're going to circle back to this one. I'm going to come around here. We were just over there talking about my hostas and those proven winners impatiens there. So we're going to come over here. We're just gonna take a little detour so I can start right over here. So this is behind the bunny bed, where I was talking about the rose of Sharon right here. Yes, there are my pallets. My husband has still not been able to make my little compost bin, but he's gonna get to it, or it's gonna be put away definitely for the wedding. Oh, while I'm over here, building his little building. He decided on a smaller one, a 16 by 24. But we finally have a date, you guys. They're coming August 9th. So it's going to be sitting right here soon. And we're excited. So hopefully I'll get to film that for you guys. It's going to be a Heartland Vista 16 by 24. So that's exciting. That is coming. And we've been waiting a while for that. Everything's on back order. Okay. So starting from the Rose of Sharon bunny bed is my bird bath bed is what I call it. It's full of daylilies that were already here. They've already bloomed out and they're done. So that's my bird bath I brought to the property. In here there was mondo grass in some of the beds, so I had placed it specifically in spots so it would make it like a ground cover. I have added compost in here because I did put some bulbs in here in the spring, but alliums, and they didn't do so well. But yeah, so, and it's burning. It's burning, but I've been coming over here. You see, I've added water for the birds. Okay, in editing, I realized that I skipped over this bed, the Crape Myrtle bed. I call it the Crape Myrtle bed. So I don't know where I'm going to put it in, so I hope it doesn't look awkward, maybe before or after the bird bath bed or the gnome bed. I'm not really sure. But this is what I call the Crape Myrtle bed because it has 3 beautiful Crape Myrtles in it. Of course, existing when we moved in last year, and they bloom out white. They're super, super pretty. So, and I have a plan for this bed. I've got more plants coming. I know it's, you know, this is all about survival, triple digit heat, drought. But you guys, I can't quit trying, and I got a really, really good deal on these plants. So I will definitely film it when they get here, because my whole goal is to start filling these beds in so the weeds can't survive. So all the plants will drown out the weeds, you know, when they fill in, and I won't have to do as much work. That is the bottom line, as much work, and then I get pretty plants as well. So, you know, as you can tell, if you've been following along, I'm really been working on that big back bed back there, and then this is coming along right here. So eventually I've got plants coming for this as well, so I will definitely update you. So back to this. Sorry, I got off on a little tangent there. These were existing here, these 3 shrubs, when we moved in. These are, I think, daylilies in here, but they never bloomed out, so I'm not quite sure, but I don't cut them back because they're definitely some kind of plant. And then, of course, the little dots of green you see in here are weeds, except for that in the middle. That is my jubilation gardenia. Oh my gosh, Southern Living. It looks like it's a little worse for wear, but you guys, it's getting water. I think it's just trying to settle in, and of course I don't want to overwater it. So, and then as you see, I moved the frogs from underneath the magnolia tree. The bed that I had my harlequin sheep in it, I moved these guys over here. They used to be, let's go slow so we don't give anybody whiplash, under this tree right here, and there was too much competition going on with my garden ornaments with those harlequin sheep. So, and that's where I want the sheep. So these guys had to find a new home, and it's right here. And I think I'm realizing I've got to circle back to this bed because I didn't show you this one either. Oh my goodness. So we'll get to that after we finish this. So honestly, this bed, the star of the shows at this point, besides the plants that are coming, that when they get here and I work on it, I will definitely film that for you guys. So we've got the stars of the show, the Crape Myrtles in here, and the jubilation gardenia. Okay, and then we're gonna move. Oh, let me show you. It's my little snail I brought. Those wind chimes were here, but I also put a little bee house in here, and I don't have any takers, just a few. So I need those worker bees, but you know what? I'm struggling to even have something for them to pollinate. So anyway, all right, so moving right here. I skipped over this one too. This is the bed I call the king frog bed. It's because that garden ornament's in here, and it has calla lilies in it. My husband, it's a orange color one. My husband bought me one for Mother's Day last year, and so I popped it in here, and then these 2 popped up this year, so it multiplied. But I've gotten 0 blooms. This gets sun, water. This is actually part of the irrigation that's working right now too. And I don't know what's happening. I think it's just a struggle this year. So, might have to move those. I'm not really sure. It has daylilies that I popped in here behind them last year from the property that were here existing. And then it's full of Casablanca lily bulbs and the smaller lily bulbs. I kept the little paper for those, so I'll pop it up on the screen what they are. But I got them on clearance and just filled them in, and some more Casablancas because they kind of got destroyed where the harlequin sheep are. A dead tree was. Big dead tree. So part of the limbs fell off in here and broke off my Casablancas that were in bloom. Just took them down to the ground. So I replanted. Oh, some made it though. Some survived. Some survived that tree coming down. This did not. This has got to come out. That was existing. Not sure what kind of anything that was, but that was existing. It's got to come out. It's just barely got any green on it, and it was a pretty like burgundy color all last year. So yeah, so this year that thing's like, no, we're not growing this year. And that's fine. And you can see, look, the little bottom of my husband's stool. Yeah, so part of the irrigation is working. Says it got some water this morning. I needed that water elsewhere. So I think before I run in and finish editing, I'm going to go dump that somewhere that needs some water, so I don't waste that. And then I need to readjust, obviously need to readjust where these are spraying, because I don't need it filling that up. I need it watering where we need water. And then while I'm here, I don't know if I said, but my husband's helping me get some of these weeds cleaned out, and it takes a lot of effort on, I don't know if I've explained, but these are not just weeds, guys. They're like trees with thick little roots. You have to cut down to get them out. Let's see if I can show you. See? This is like, this isn't just a weed growing up. This is like a tree root. Yeah, they are boogers. So he's helping me get, he actually gets down in there, but it takes a while and some patience. Gets down in there and digs them out. So hopefully we'll put an end to those little guys popping up. The video is going to cut back to my original tour take, and I don't know exactly where that's going to be, but here you go. And then, okay, we'll go here, and this is what I call Elle, out of the bed, baby. Out of the bed. Ellie. Elle Beans. Out of the bed. Good girl. Okay. She still gets in them, but, you know, she's a good girl. She minds if I tell her to get out. Okay, this is the gnome bed, and there's my little butterfly house. So, you know, my dreams were that it's just going to be filled with zinnias, because everybody was telling me how easy it was to do zinnias, and I don't know. It has not been easy for me at all. Elbell, out, baby. No. Out. Thank you. You're on the tour too? Yeah, this wind feels good in the shade. Okay, so, and you'll see as we go along, this is filled with monkey grass that was already here. And it's trying to take this bed over, which I said in the past, I don't mind. I love the green. But you can see us having to hand water, some of it is burning because it's not getting consistent irrigation, I guess. Or like I said, like I think the trees, they're just, and the crepe myrtles here and the trees back there, everybody's just trying to survive. So I think some things are not strong enough to pull the moisture. We'll see. So here I have where I seeded zinnias. They're starting to come up. They're starting, but I lost quite a few of my zinnia seeds because the birds, when the birds find them, but some managed to make it. So over here, I'm trying to stay in the shade, you guys, if you can't tell. So you can see that little thing popping up. That's one of the gomphrenias I sowed indoors. They're still so small, but they're alive. And some zinnias popping up in there. I have quickly ordered some dahlias on clearance. I have put them in here. I don't know if they're going to do anything, but they're in here. So this bed has one of my gomphrenias in it. And look, it's hanging on. It's just small. So I thought they were supposed to get big and bushy. I don't know. This is another one right here beside it. Anyway, maybe the heat has stunted their growth. But I do have some of my zinnias in here that I sowed. And some zinnias that I picked up when I was at Lowe's. I popped them in here because, you know, was getting very impatient with my seeds. But they're on the struggle. They're blooming out though. Somewhat. So I don't know how big these guys are supposed to get or what, but they're in there. But you can see monkey grass burnt. And while I'm talking about burnt, let me pan up. Right in front of me is acres and acres, and to this side of us, of corn, completely burnt. Not all of it, but most of it. Just acres of burned corn. You guys, it's sad. Sad. Okay. All right, so moving on in this bed. Back here, another one of my gomphrenias back in there. I did put some zinnia seeds in there. Popped a zinnia plant I bought in there. Everything's struggling. They have been hit with water this morning. I hope this zinnia really survives because look how pretty that is, that little coral color. I put some zinnias about that color in here too, but I don't know, some salmon color ones. Hopefully they're part of the little seedlings waiting to grow up and be big guys. We'll see. And another one of my gomphrenias. Okay, so this is going to take us to the back here to the, what I call the lollipop tree bed because of this cute little tree, little gumdrop tree is what it looks like. And if you've been following along here, I had placed the sweet spires, the Fizzy Mizzy, Proven Winners Fizzy Mizzy Sweet Spires, and I had put the Aha Mountain Hydrangea, Tough Stuff, right in the middle. Well, Tough Stuff, it's not doing so tough with this heat and being a brand new plant and being planted in the summer. So I'm going to take full responsibility as a gardener for this plant. But I moved it back over here so it would have more shade most of the day. We're going to see how it does. I've not had the heart. I really need to take those blooms off of it. I need to, but I have not, because I like what's left. But I really need to, so to give this hydrangea a break, trying to, you know, hold its own with those blooms and just let it settle in. But okay, I might get to that after this tour or this evening before the heat. Okay, so instead, you've been following along, I bought some Sunseeker echinacea. And so when I move the hydrangea, this is where I put the echinacea. So I have Sunseeker white, Sunseeker rainbow, and Sunseeker green apple. And they already like their space here. Look at this one. So I'm going to assume, I'm not quite sure, but this one is the green apple. I don't remember in what order and which one, which is which in here. But these guys are doing great. Way better than my powwow white one over there. Woo, that one. That bed that I've put those things in is like, if you want it to die, that's where you put it. That's how I feel. Okay, and then these are daylilies that were already here. Well, I put them in here. Like, I've spread them out a little bit around. They were here on the property when we moved in, and as I found them in spots I didn't want them, I've moved them. So I've got 2 here, and then I popped in some sedge grass, and we'll see how this fills in. So yeah, so just kind of working on this back bed here. And then up here are those impatiens, and I will never plant these guys again. Boy, are these guys needy. They need water in the morning and the evening to survive. And shoot, they don't even look half good. They have really pretty pink blooms though. But yeah, this is another reason why I don't think I'm going to try to do any annuals inside this secret garden again. I might do it, so I won't say never. But yeah, those are part of the reason. Just stick to my perennials. See what I can keep going in here as we move on. And then I have plans for this next year, but we'll do that in another video. Okay, so now circling back to this bed, the back bed. This is my favorite bed to work on. Why? I don't know. I think just because it's so shady and it's so much fun to see what will like it in here and what won't. So I have those double up Proven Winners begonias, the pink ones, and I don't know, they get a really good dose of afternoon sun over here, and I don't know if that's what's doing it, but hey, they're hanging on. I have brand new Coast to Coast hostas coming in right here. If you've been following along, I'm determined to have euchre in my beds. So this is spearmint, and it's doing okay. This is a little burnt here. That's all right. We'll see if it can hang on. But that one's doing really well. So next year, hopefully we'll see some good, beautiful growth on these guys as they start to mature and fill in. I just love watching things grow in the garden mature. Okay, back here I had not back here, just right here up front. Double Delight begonias by Proven Winners. Y'all, I don't know, I think it's just the heat again, and the trees taking all of their moisture. I've got one hanging in here. Look at you. Okay. So I had primrose, which was a pretty beautiful yellow, and then blush rose with that pretty pink. And then this is a shrub that was here, struggling. This, another rose of Sharon, I do believe, and it's just not coming back. I was hoping it would, and it did not. So you can see they had it tied up, I guess because it was branching out. I don't know, but that's going to have to be removed. And I might try a Japanese maple in there. I don't know. I love having time to think about things, to think about it. Now in this bed, you're going to see dots of things that would be considered weeds, but it's only a weed if you don't want it there. And I like the little spots of green, even though it's nothing I planted, it's just showing up. They're weeds. Back here I have a June hosta. Those 3 shrubs, some kind of false holly, don't know what they are. They were here. But they are barely hanging on, and they're probably, when this comes out, they're probably going too. So a June hosta back here. She's doing well. Can't wait to see her mature. And we have an autumn fern right here, hanging in there. Some shamrock, purple shamrock. This is a Delta Dawn heuchera that just keeps getting eaten between the bowls and the heat. I don't know what we're gonna do. And I keep spraying it with neem oil, so we'll just see. And then, like I said, this is just like some kind of weed that's blown in here, but it's not horrible. It's kind of pretty. So here are brand new autumn frost hostas, and I cannot wait for those to mature. I really love how they're so bright, and they will really help brighten up this area back here. These are Florida Elise caladiums from Florida Boys, and I tell you, you guys, they are I love the white Christmas, don't get me wrong, but these are my favorite. They came up first. They've been here for a while. They're just absolutely gorgeous, the pink and the green. So I would definitely be ordering me more of those next year. Super pleased with them. This is a Woo La La hosta that had a hard time in shipping, but look at her coming back. Yeah, gorgeous. Looks really good mixed in with these Florida Elise caladiums. And this is the new Miss America. She's got 2 really pretty leaves on her, but I had to cut some off. So we'll just see what happens with that. Also in this bed, I had a lakeside cupcake hosta. Just a tiny hosta. So I think next year will be its year to leap. I have another hosta in here, and I do not know the name of it. And then I have some Brunera, Jack of Diamonds Brunera. I had 2 of them, but this is the only one that won out. So I think next year and the subsequent years, we'll really see these new plantings, the hostas, really start coming into their own. So beautiful. The bird cage, I still can't figure out what to put in it. I put impatiens in it and they didn't like it. So those impatiens that were in it are sitting on this table. All right, over here in this bed, I have a pilgrim hosta that I tried in the bird bath up front, and that's on me again as a gardener that just tries things. It was getting burnt alive, so moved it in here, and look at it, it's much happier. And here I have impatiens, and you guys, I was like, they're not doing anything, but look, they're starting to flower. So I thought maybe they weren't getting enough sun being in this bed, but I knew they were alive, they were healthy, they were green. So I think I might get some blooms out of these guys after all. But it's taken a long time, so I will not be popping any impatiens in this bed again. There's another hosta. I'm not sure what it is. Do not know. It came with me. It's been transported from house to house. I did have it up front, moved it back here. So it's just starting to get established in here. This is a Patriot hosta next to it. New, but hopefully will really fill in come next year. I have 3 Canadian blue hostas that I got on clearance, and ooh, that one's really struggling. This one struggled all the way back and then popped back up a couple weeks ago, so we'll just see. I'm just letting them hang in here. I do need to come through, get all the deads off of them so they can thrive. But see, this one, look, we've got some buds, and this looks like cotton candy. It's just so pretty, just pretty soft pink and white. So I really want them to bloom out. So we've got the buds, that's good. Then in here, there's Carax that was already here, and I just kind of moved it around in some of the beds. So this was all filled up. So I pulled some of it out of here when we first moved in and moved it over here to this bed. So we'll finish the front of this bed when I come back around to go to the roses. But for now, we're going to go this way. All right, and this is my fern, and these are the white impatiens that I did have in the bird cage. and they weren't doing well, but I put them out here and you can see they got some buds on them. So maybe I'll actually see some white impatiens bloom this season. We'll see. All right, and I do have cushions coming. They are back ordered, but I did find some for a good price, so hopefully they'll be here soon. And I can put them in here and we can enjoy sitting in these now again, since the squirrels tore them up for the winter. Okay, so here's some more of that Carax that I had moved over here. More of these bushes that were here existing. Again, not sure what they are. Look like some kind of false holly. I had a orange daylily in here, but it's done for the season. And then I put some rhythm daylilies. I can't remember the name of them. Proven winners. I'll pop the name up on the screen. I put 3 in here. This one did really well and bloomed out. This one was the pitiful looking one. Ooh, let me get my shadow out. Ooh, sun's really coming out now. And then one right there. So there we go. Okay, I had to stop there and go inside, get a drink. So coming back, we have puppy dog's been in. She just jumped in the pool. I have cranberry star caladiums that I filled this bed with, but no action except for right here. But these are so pretty. So there we go. Starting to come out. So hopefully the rest will fill in. If not, it's just a empty bed until we try again next year. Okay, so moving on here. Here is, don't mind the hose. I just keep it out. We have to come out here every day and shoot something with water. So we just leave it out. I don't even roll it up anymore. So in here, I have moved I'm trying to get back here because of the sun. I call them fruit punch hydrangeas all the time because I keep forgetting what they're called. But they are, it took me a minute, little lime punch hydrangeas, proven winners. But I did have them. This is the time they get their morning sun, and then they're in the shade the rest of the time. I did have them there, and that's a full shade bed all day. Not a good place for them. So I transplanted them over here in the spring, so I did not expect them to bloom at all. And they are in here with some daylilies. But look, I got one little bloom on this one, so that's good. And that one's smaller because Ellie knocked it off and a whole big side of it broke off. So it's gonna come back. It's a fighter. It's healthy. It's beautiful. So I'm really excited for these guys next year. So on the other side of this bed, where I was telling you we'd come back, in that same full sun bed with the fruit punch hydrangeas. Can't quit calling them fruit punch. Miss Ellie just heard the pool. There she goes. In the pool. Cooling off. I have mini mauvettes, and again, didn't expect them to do much. Okay, sorry, had to stop just for a minute, check on Ellie, so nobody worry. Ellie is allowed to get in. The gate is open just for her to get in while she's out here with me so she can cool off, and she is being supervised. So yeah, I just stopped it so I could make sure she got in and out. She's my furry toddler, and yes, she has to have parental supervision. But it's so freaking hot. Yes, that's my girl. She's allowed to get in that pool and cool off. Hi, baby. All right. So, getting back to these, since I decided to move them, which I think they're going to do really good come next year. They'll do really, really well in here. See, they're super healthy. I did have to spray them with Gnome. Had something going on. I don't know if it was a bug eating them or, see, there's black spots. So I don't know if that's some kind of fungus or just some kind of bug eating on them. But I sprayed them with Gnome. Doing great. Doing great. This one, look, it looked just like that one just 2 days ago. So I don't know. And, you know, just hitting it with more and more water. This is actually on the part of the irrigation that's working is not going to help. So I don't know. Anybody knows? Pop a comment down below. But I'm just going to keep babying it and do what I'm doing. See what happens. Just see what happens. All right, so while we're over here, I'm gonna go on to the roses. Right here. This is the Lady of the Lake. Healthy, beautiful, gorgeous, no blooms right now. And so my hope is to have them grow up over this. And then over here, we have Miss Claire Austin. She's had a few little setbacks, but she's healthy, doing good. No blooms right now. All right, so I have some, while I'm over here, some pool noodles, don't mind those. I'm going to seed this with some white Susan vine, and we'll see how it does. Hopefully it'll come up fast and give us that punch of white we need for our daughter's wedding coming October 1st. All right, we're going to, hi baby. I'm gonna go in here. I'm not gonna go in detail. Again, I have a container video I just posted a few days ago. I will link that. So that goes in depth, but we're just going to just look at these guys right quick. And I'll just talk about what's coming up that I was talking about in the other one. How those are doing. But this is so pretty in here. I love it. I love the patio area. Everything in pots is, they're pretty much doing fantastic. And it blew my mind. I said I wasn't getting any blooms, but I'm starting to see. There was one this morning hiding over here. Can't find it, but I don't want to waste a lot of time doing it, but it's going to bounce back. So that's the whole point in showing you those. But yes, it's just really, really pretty in here. This guy's on the struggle, but I'm starting to see some blooms wanting to come. So fingers crossed for this one. Try not to give you whiplash. While I'm turning around, if you've been following along, there's a tree stump under here that had concrete poured down it, so we could not have it removed because of the concrete. But it grew these things up around it, and we're just letting it because now it looks like a shrub that was purposely put there. So it doesn't look bad, and it looks a lot better than just that tree stump sticking up, which is, the tree stump comes up to right here. So it didn't look good. So with that growing up, kind of looks like we have a shrub. Same thing with that one out there. So great. Okay. So I was noticing on this strawberry plant, I didn't see in the container tour, it's got some flowers on it. Really, really pretty. Okay, and then in here, these weren't blooming out for the container tour, but they are now. So I wanted to show you. These are the Tropical Sunrise Super Bells by Proven Winners. And since my raised bed wasn't doing so great, I just wanted to add some color in here. So I think those are going to work out well. And look, one of my marigolds that I planted is actually trying to bloom. Yay, success with one. So yeah, so I wanted to show you, these guys are really starting to peek out and say hello. What a difference a few days makes. I'll give you an update on this Fairy Trail hydrangea. I had them pulled to the front. These guys were in the back, and the hydrangea pots pulled to the front. These are Fairy Trail hydrangeas by Proven Winners, and woo, they didn't like the heat and they were getting burned. So look how good she's starting to look being pushed back here. She really got burned. She looked really bad, and now just a few days, give her a little TLC, little baby in. Just, I love it. She's gonna come back. So yay! A few garden successes make me really, really happy. All right, so gotta wrap this up. Dun, dun, dun. This is the tragedy bed. Okay, but I did take a few cuttings of the sedum, the lemon coral sedum that's doing so well in the pots. So look, looks like that's gonna take, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to speak too soon. But look, if you want something to die, come put it over here. Oh, there's my hoary knife. And mulch I gotta finish putting out. I'm gonna show you that bed right now. Yeah, we're not ready for the pool area. Got one more bed and then the pool area. But look, here's that rutabaga that I loved. Look. And yes, this is getting water. I think something's terrible with this soil, or something's eating the roots or something. I put a little sedge grass in here. No, look, just burnt. Don't even know. Some white vinca was just gorgeous for a few weeks actually, and then boom, There's a powwow white echinacea. No, just if you want it to die, just come put it over here. It's just like, I don't know. It's disappointing, but maybe this lemon coral sedum will hang on. If it does, I'm going to keep getting cuttings and just fill the whole thing in with it. So I just don't like it being like it's just a dirt pad. I have put some compost in here too. So I don't know. And look how it cracks up. I don't know. If you have any ideas, again, please let me know. Okay, this bed. I almost skipped over this bed. This is the bed I got to finish putting the mulch in. But in here I have watermelon, Super Tunia Mini Vista White, and the Super Tunia Bubblegum. And doing great. So I got to finish putting the mulch in here. I had seeded nasturtiums, but they have since bit the dust. They didn't make it. I have put in some more zinnia seeds back here, and I've got some coming up, so I'm excited. So I like to see those coming up. These are dwarf canna lilies, pink and yellow, soft pink and yellow. So hopefully they'll bloom out. They're doing good. They're alive, they're healthy, and they're green. So, and then over here, same thing. Bubblegum, Mini Vista White, and watermelon. I think it's called watermelon punch maybe. But yeah. So that's those beds right there. This is gonna look good. I do have to finish putting the mulch in, but probably this evening. Hi, Bill. You busy? What do you have? Corn. Oh, did you find a piece of corn? Poor cornfields. Speaking of corn, this field here, burnt. Most all of it's just burnt. Burned. It's terrible. Okay, this thing I've been babying. Not sure what it's going to be yet. Pumpkin or squash. Put your guesses down below. There were shrubs lining this. We had them removed. So it really opened up this walkway into the pool area. But when we did, this thing popped up. So we'll see. We'll see what that is. In here, I have seeded. I didn't show it. I had bought some Casperita and Cinnamon Girl seeds from Johnny's last year and didn't put them in. But I put some in this year. And I'm hoping the little white Casperitas will grow up over this. So I put them on both sides. Cinnamon Girl is like a medium size. Casperita is really small white. Cinnamon Girl is a medium size orange. Anyway, I thought orange and white would be really pretty, and the white for the wedding would be pretty. So I have a honeysuckle in here. It's a Proven Winners yellow honeysuckle. Can't remember the name of it. And then I pulled out a piece of, or trimmed off a piece of the sweet potato vine. I just want something to grow up this, so I'm trying that. And then I'm wondering if this is the Blushing Susan vine that's coming up. I'm not real sure if that's her, but I'm letting that go to see if it is, because I really would love her to grow up it because she's soft pink and that will be pretty. All right, and now we're at the final conclusion and we're gonna make it before 11. Yes. Okay, coming inside. Purple fountain grass. It's gonna be beautiful. It's doing well in there. I have cushions coming for the Adirondack chairs. Everything's on back order. Also have umbrellas, but everything's pulled out because we had 4th of July on July 3rd here, and we have the chairs pulled out and arranged because we watched the firecracker show from over here. So, or fireworks. I'm so Southern. My kids get on to me for being so Southern sometimes. Fireworks show. So that was really lovely. There goes Miss Ellie, cooling off. Sweet girl. He's so hot. Okay, so in here I have sweet potato vine cutting. I took off sweet potato vine on the back patio, and it rooted immediately and took off. This was turned the other way, but because the sweet potato vine was coming out on this side, and look, it's so much bigger than the patio pot. That's just so wild, and it's beautiful. So I have some sweet alyssum and Super Bell's watermelon punch in here too, so it carries that over from that back bed. I have Ellie's cot. I almost tripped over. All right, and then right here we have pots full of, look at this one branching out, Super Tunia Vista Bubblegum, and some salvia that's struggling to live in here with it. And I don't know what those are, but they're pretty hot pink. Some kind of Proven Winners. I don't know which one. They were labeled as bubblegum, and they were not when they bloomed out, but they're pretty and they work. Crape Myrtle Crape Myrtle dropping its little blooms off in the pool. You cooling off, baby. So yeah, these are so pretty. These are like my favorite, you guys. Next year is like Super Tunia Vista bubblegum explosion at my house, I think. Especially in the pool area. I think it looks really pretty with the pool. Looks really pretty. All right, and then over here, you're just swimming. Don't wear yourself out, Cece. Go steps. Go to the steps. Steps. Good girl. Say, I'm super duper smart. Yes, you are. Go to the steps. Good girl. Okay. Super duper smart, baby. All right, right here we have, I put maiden grass in here. I need to come trim the tops of them off though. But it's pretty healthy, hanging in there. Got water this morning. Super Tunia Mini Vista White, doing great. And the fountain grass I sowed indoors, doing great. Oh, Ellie, after lunch, we're coming swimming. All right, and then here's my hanging baskets. So sweet potato vine, white wave petunias in both, but the white wave petunias have petered out in this one because there's a bird nest in there. So just the sweet potato vine's hanging on in that one. And then I moved these over here because this deck is in need of replacement, but we're not doing this year because we've got the building coming. We've got a lot of expensive projects happening, and the wedding is costing us quite a bit, even though it's our venue and the venue's free. Weddings are super expensive. So I moved these pots over here so nobody would step in this hole on the deck. I think it worked out. So again, maiden grass. I need to trim the tops of that off. Super Tunia Mini Vista White and fountain grass. So there we go. So yes, one of these days I'm going to have this fountain turned on when I come to do the tour. But I do have cushions coming for the Adirondack chairs and umbrellas coming because there's no shade in here during the heat of the day. So I have some standalone umbrellas I'm going to bring in because I have to move when we're out here. I have to move Ellie's little cot over under there so she can get shade because no shade to be had in here. Even the gazebo gets hit with inside with some heavy heat. So anyway, looking forward to stuff being in stock and not have to be back ordered, and getting that building is going to be great. So I'm just going to end on these since they are my favorite. So that's it. This wraps up this early July tour. I hope all of you are having the most wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching and adding color to my world.